And Medivh, I think, is still way too powerful. Of course, we'll be having some changes in the later patches, but still on 31.1 patch. So you have to continue this trend. I think it will continue. But this is a map that can change a little bit as we're going into BOE. GLuck actually choosing map instead of first prepare, first ban.
Yeah, interesting choice. When you have the first ban in your opponent's hands, you have to ban the Phoenix, otherwise you will leave them potentially the opportunity to pick it. They have the first pick and you do not. So this map pick, let's see if it means anything other than they just want to grab the Hanzo pick. Relic loves playing Genji on this map, as we all know. That's where we coined the term Relic, because he started to kill the healing well in the middle part of the map, the one that's laneless. Phoenix instantly banned, so will be unavailable. Medivh ban. BlossoM will probably take Malfurion here, but I feel like taking the Hanzo is just so intelligent right now against GLuck. You do give the Malfurion Genji if you do that, but let's stick with the Malfurion pick. Fair enough. Will it just be a Shimada rotation then? Maiev is available, but we're talking about comfort picks. You know, normally we're leaning towards those brothers here for GLuck.
Yeah, normally a Genji on this map. Sometimes even Hanzo. I always think it is a better choice to pick Hanzo over Genji on this rotation.
Agree.
Genji, of course, can make some crazy moments during the team fights after getting some takedowns. But if you are... I had a game where we were basically losing all the team fights, but we were always getting the objective. So basically, we won because this game is about pushing the forts, the keeps, and all to the core. And thinking about the object, and BOE has like one of the strongest objects in game. Immortal will push a lot with the maximum shield.
Especially if you super hard win it, yeah, with the max shields.
Yes. So go take that Hanzo. I think that's one of the best options always.
Okay, I am glad that they agree with your sentiment here and take it. They took the Genji here with Uther. Would have been very intelligent, very normal compared to their team, but would have been weaker for the map. Garrosh also taken away, so does BlossoM finally play the Tracer here? Maiev is available, so they could try to run a Maiev Junkrat comp, but you're missing the damage to win the Immortal race with that. So Maiev, I think, just might go completely through this draft. You don't have to pick Maiev just because she's available. And in terms of tank play, last game we saw the Garrosh for BlossoM. See if they want to stick with that sort of just initiation tank, like the Anubarak that Gondar is so good at. Is that going to be the idea here against the Hanzo? I think it will just depend on the Tracer. They could go Tyrael Tracer here. Tracer. ETC though.
And against Garrosh, pretty rare to see a late ETC rotation. Against the Garrosh, oftentimes they would ban the Garrosh and then take ETC later on, maybe 4th or 5th pick into the draft. It seems like Gondar feels safe enough that he can actually pick ETC.
Relic looks unhappy at the moment. Let's see what they want to ban here, because we don't know what solo laner they want to run, so it's difficult to actually ban like the Sonya here that Wiz is so good at, and he was able to do so much with last game. It gives you so much control of mercenaries. Tracer can help Sonya clear it so she can build her pulse bomb, stuff like that. It's a really good combo. But if you ban the Sonya, you know, you have to think about what you're running, whether it's a good matchup or not. They could run the Dahaka, for example. That is a possibility.
Sonya was very powerful in game 1, and oftentimes... Ooh, I think this may have been a... It does follow the line of thinking of Tracer having the shield and also ETC. Can be somewhat effective, but in this case, I don't think they were considering Fast Start too much.
I don't think so either, but it's a safe ban if you're afraid of it. Doesn't necessarily mean you've really done your research on BlossoM, but the Ariel ban is also a little bit puzzling, but it's very strong for the map.
Yeah, GLuck did pull that with a Hanzo last time. I think BlossoM, remembering that, I don't think it was this battleground is exactly, but still, just remembering that, just taking that source out, because once you have built that pulse bomb, you want to make sure you have the kill,
Yep.
and the Crystal Aegis will protect that. So I think just having that out as an option.
The Oriole is very good on this map because Hanzo has so many ways to do consistent damage to the Immortal. So you can build up hope for free all the time as you're standing on it. So it's a very good pick. Double support or solo.
Do you really want to show your solo lane already from GLuck?
I don't think so. I think you want to grab a support and your other DPS. They are going to show it though. This gives BlossoM the opportunity to pick Malthael now, which is very powerful against Garrosh, very powerful against the Immortal, very powerful in the solo lane matchup. So I think this Sonya pick was actually incorrect. On the other hand, BlossoM could have picked it if they didn't, but...
Yep, I was a lot more leaning towards that bunker option, which the Saron has been pretty good on this map also. And against the Tracer, so all the logical thinking just connected the dots together. But Sonya instead, I think they had some different feedbacks from game 1. Maybe contesting against Wiz was pretty tough, so taking that pick away from him. But he also played Martel on this map a few times.
Yeah, I think Malthael is better here, personally. For BlossoM, of course. But that is why the Blaze pick would have been better, too. Could have banned Sonya. There's a lot of things that could have done differently instead of the Tastar ban, but they're going to end up leading themselves to this path. Li Ming, I think it's going to be the Malthael now. With the poke they have from Li Ming, they have great ways to control the Immortal race, and Malthael is going to win the Sonya matchup.
Basic skin Li Ming.
You know what? I like it. I like the basic skin Li Ming.
Really?
Yeah, it's simple, it's basic, it's nice.
Okay, if she's on the plat horse, then we'll talk again.
You know, I'm not saying, let's not go too far, G-Clep. Let's not go too far. I said I like basic skin. I didn't say anything about the mount. I didn't say anything about the mount.
Okay.
Alright, like, don't put words into my mouth, okay? I just like the basic skin. My Li Ming rides on the BlizzCon mount from, like, 2016. Okay, that's what I put my Li Ming on. That's me personally. Alright? So, no pleb horse ever. Never, ever, ever. No, I've never sat on one. That time, like, in real life at the ranch when I was 14 doesn't count. Alright, let's see what this final pick's going to be here. Brightwing. So it is going to end up being the double support yet again. They're trying to make this double support Hanzo work. Very powerful pick against the Tracer as well. Polymorph could be so strong here at neutralizing the Tracer, making her difficult to, making it difficult for her to escape.
Do you like the double support pick here in this case?
I like the Brightwing, but I don't know if I like double support. So I don't know if I answered your question.
Well, I thought Brightwing was a great tool if they had... There's a Genji on the other side, which was often the case when Brightwing came out. This case, Tracer not as bad, but I thought there were a lot of other CCs that could do the same or better even. Let's see how well they can actually use the rotation, because once you always have Brightwing near your allies, never using that global to full extension, then why pick Brightwing? I think we have to look into the game and see how they want to rotate, what kind of theme they are trying to run into game 2.
That we will see. As we head into this one, Relic on the Uther. It'll be Overlord playing the DPS this time. It was previously swapped with Overlord on Tassadar. Blue Beetle on the Brightwing. That's the monkey skin. Not a big fan of the monkey skin. Then again, I just keep my Brightwing plain normal skin as well.
Hey Wolf, Modern is on that horse.
Wait, I didn't see it. Which horse?
That
oh
horse!
My God, no!
That horse!
Oh.
Is there a rule on that?
No, I don't think there's a rule.
No.
I was like, whoa.
No. Oh, look at Gondor's positioning.
I may tease people about riding on those horses, but I don't judge them for it, and it's not against the rules. Actually, I would definitely judge them for it, but again, not against the rules. That was actually a ton of damage done to Overlord there. Cool thing about Brightwing in a double support situation is you have so much sustain in lane because her heals don't cost mana. And so she could just sit here forever and heal you. but it's not a lot of healing. And the other team's got twice as much poking potential than you have with the Tracer and the Leeming. The Tracer threatens, pulse bomb kills, and then Modern Life just shoots these missiles.
And also the hardest thing about Bright Wing's heal is that you can't heal the target you want at a certain time before someone goes down. So that's something else you have to take into mind. And against this comp, against this 4-man rotation, if you stay together way too close to Bright Wing, that maybe getting some burst damage from Leeming together from the orb, Harsh Light together, getting that stun. So those are some things that you really have to think about when you go into this matchup.
And notice how much damage Modern Life has been able to do the structures already. And then also remember that Leeming used to do full damage to structures with her abilities when she was first released. She also had Esper. Just want to remind people of the old times. But yeah, very much a tough matchup in the bottom lane. After BlossoM's done their damage, they're sending Dudu up here to potentially gank. This is actually not going to be a kill because it's a losing matchup for Sonya. However, allows some harassment and it will allow them to take this camp. So that's the idea with this Tracer rotation. If Sonya tries to contest the camp, you pulse bomb her, she dies. Will be a trade for the same reasons down here. With 4 members to 3, you can't really expect to take that. But BlossoM has the better clear in bottom to deal with that camp, so they're going to be feeling pretty happy about this trade. This is the camp they wanted.
Moro coming in 20 seconds. I think BlossoM has enough time when Tracer is still up there. Oh, never mind, Brightwing came all the way up here to release that pressure from the camp.
Yeah, that's one way to use your global. 5 seconds till that Immortal comes up. This is cleared already. BlossoM has the better poke, but GLuck has the better racing composition. Wiz going to rotate down here. They want Relic. He is the target, but he is going to be able to find his way out.
Nice movement from Relic. Not really getting caught by that Entomb. Was not really perfect. ETC body block just helped him get away slightly.
So Overlord is going to get onto this Immortal, and then it's going to be a good race for GLuck, but already slightly behind. This will kind of even up. You can see about 1,000 hit points ahead is BlossoM. It's much more difficult for GLuck to invade than it is for BlossoM that have really strong engagement tools pre-10. They're just trying to poke their way in. Oh, this is so good for BlossoM. They can poke with Leeming from a safe distance. GLuck has to invade super deep.
And then when they have enough poke damage, Tracer can always come in and do the pulse bomb. Right Wing may not be able to save everyone. Overlord is there alone.
Yeah, he's doing what he can to slow this down.
Speed is not the same though. Hooks come in. Trying to do the disengage to start on taking some damage, and they're bursting into the Red Immortal now. That's going to be the first one.
This is going to be a kill for sure. Pulse Bomb coming through here. Milky Way is the first to die. Resets here for Leeming. I mean, Blue Beetle goes low. Wiz comes in, gets that grab there. Long distance orb comes through for Modern. They almost make it a triple. Relic has no mana. Oh my god.
Oh.
Tracer rounds?
Man.
Almost happened.
Careful where you press that B button, boys.
Yeah, and girls. I know, like, all the girls are really careful about how they hearth, but I'm just saying. Alright, level 7's up now. Immortal not super shielded, obviously, because Overlord was working on it. Do see the cleanse here onto Dudu. It's a close call there, but this is going to hurt the keep wall a little bit. The threatening a pick. Dudu did fail to get the pulse bomb before the Uther attempted kill, so he's still holding it. But that should be the end of this push.
And the matchup from top is just one-sided very much. Saron has been, after picking that Sonya, was it really worth it when you kind of knew, like almost 90% higher, that was going to play that Marteo?
Yeah, it's just, it's tough. I feel like you were right on the money. They should have saved their 5th pick. If they pick Sonya, like if BlossoM picks Sonya, then you pick the Malthael as your 5th pick, Soul Laner. If they pick Blaze, then you pick Sonya. It's, you know,
So
you have options.
in terms of priority of what to show before, I think GLuck was trying to hide that double support
Yeah,
strategy
they wanted to
so
hide
much,
the Brightwing.
but it's not really coming into effect into this game yet. So I am questioning what they prioritize. Sometimes you have to put something else. If you have a really good player that can play amazing Genji, then maybe you want to pick Genji for the first as your first pick all the time. And if that doesn't happen, maybe change your strategy, change your priority to something else. Make it more natural for the team to go through the draft. And in this draft, how GLuck did it last time, having their solo lane open before their 5th pick, I think was a mistake.
Yeah, the Brightwing pick isn't necessarily bad, but against this Li Ming setup and how well BlossoM has been able to poke their way to victory, control the Immortals first, have this talent to your advantage consistently, these reasons lead the Brightwing pick to be weak because it's so strong against Tracer Dive. We're going to see Milky self-cleanse himself to survive, but he takes so much damage. These are reasons why Brightwing just cannot really get into Polybomb the Tracer Polymorph. Oh, that's Medivh, it's Polybomb. Can't really polymorph the Tracer, can't really find consistent ways to deal with her. And Dudu is just doing more damage than the Immortal he is to heroes half the time. Threatening a pulse now, it's almost ready.
Now a little bit better of a situation since Hanzo's got that level 7.
Milky Way, no cleanse this time!
Against level 10!
Yeah, level 10 is up, as you say. Tranquility here, Mosh Pit going to connect. Pulse
Single
bomb
kill
goes in.
Will lead to multiple kills from Li Ming
Oh,
here.
that wave of force. Oh, the double there.
One more! Goes to Tracer, 4 kills. And Martha was not even in the team fight. That's what happens if you try to fight against level 10.
So Malthael's going to solo the Immortal now while they look for a keep. They have these Shaman camps leading the charge. Oh my god, Overlord just narrowly gets away from that pulse bomb. That would have been a kill. Would have been able to chase him one more time. They will save the keep. But I'm not so sure about the top keep. I'm not sure if the top keep will be so lucky when this heavily shielded Immortal goes into the top lane. Even after going through a fort. Remember, they have Modern Life on this Li Ming. He's probably going to Hearth right after this. Come back with full mana. Going to take these globes too. Because, you know, everyone's into globes. In fact, since he went power hungry, he might not even have to. He just goes straight up top.
Get that 100% extra mana from the globes.
Look, he's going to get another one here. He's getting pretty high up on the mana. He's got Malfurion on his side. You know, like, as it turns out, like, why did I ever even think he would Hearth?
Oh, oftentimes, without the Malfurion, without that level 1 talent, you have to. But in this case, no.
Well, GLuck, this Immortal is being poked down as quickly as Overlord
They're
can.
trying to onto the side.
Yeah.
Maybe looking for a flank.
Malthael's still pushing bot. Okay, headed up now. Good power slide there into the root, doing so much damage. Such a good trade here for BlossoM. Malthael decides to go back down, so Wiz is pushing the bot keep right now. Split pushing, controlling the macro again. Milky Way gets pulsed. Does cleanse himself here. Oh god, this was so close. Saron does get the Divine Shield, but the Tranquility is going to mitigate most of this damage. The bot keep is still going down.
More time they lose here as it's going to be more damage for the keep.
Look at that orb over the wall to delay the rotation.
For a second, and Wiz survives, even though I thought he was maybe a little bit too aggressive. The Immortal's down on the top lane, so no more of that by level 13. Hits from BlossoM.
He's holding last rites still, potentially.
He's holding 13 talent too.
Yeah. Oh, you got to. Well, I hope that whatever he does choose, you know, let's not pressure him. Like, whatever he does choose, will probably get value in that next team fight.
He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job so far. So it is last right locked in. Will help Li Ming get that reset a lot more. So I like that line of thinking.
Yeah, it's so good against Garrosh too. Like, you can actually, if Garrosh goes down to about like 30% health, you can last rites and pulse bomb him and he dies. Like, it's like, sorry man. Uther's like, I'm like, nah, he still dies.
Divine Shield?
Divine Shield's on, I'm like, nah man, he's dead. Not actually, obviously, but, you know, it feels that way. Okay, this is a big commitment into Gondar. He does get stunned here by the Groundbreaker. That was well played by Milky Way. There's the pulse to kill him. There's last rites. He does die, in fact, as we predicted. Really nice Emerald win here to actually cut the team in half. And GLuck is going to keep this keep alive. Nasong already used Ice Block. Does go down. Teleport coming through here. Dudu Longer cooldowns on the blinks, feeling a little bit painful right now, but he does get away. Big win here for GLuck. They're back in the game now.
Great chase. Modern was not able to follow up with another kill. That's the, I guess that's one of the power of double support. GLuck defended that really well, throwing in a garage, throwing in an ETC with a garage. That's usually what happens. That's why I am not really the biggest fan onto the ETC matchup against garage. A lot of the pros actually banning garage because of those things. And Gondar was caught without the ETC, without the back line. Sonya did the perfect job of chasing, along with that Brightwing poly too.
Yeah. You got to be careful about how you engage or how you plan on disengaging, because it's very predictable now, the range of ETC. Every player knows it. Every garage player used to play ETC a lot, and especially in this matchup with two of the best ETC players in the league. You're looking at some good understanding of range there, so good job with the catch there on the Groundbreaker. Saron split pushes. They started winning the Immortal race, but they actually backed off, interestingly, which gives an opportunity for GLuck to come back in, but they want to control the macro, then collapse in and take a fight is what it looks like. Gondar still being aggressive here. They're playing the defensive game while the top camp is being cleaned by Tracer. Brightwing also, because she's a global, can continue to gain an experience soak in the bottom to try to catch up here. They're only one level down, same talent tier.
I like this rotation from GLuck. Being passive, taking time because they are controlling the macro somewhat. Tracer is now coming in.
Tranquility here, really well timed. Gondar disrupting the positioning. Dudu coming from the back for the flank. Okay, Divine Shield comes through, and as it turns out, my joke doesn't hold up here. Divine Shield actually does stop the last right's post-spawn combo from getting the kill.
Was the perfect one. Onto Milky Way has been the focus fire oftentimes, but they still have so much damage. Partialized lands in. Milky Way trying to survive.
Oh, good Emerald win here for the disengage. They should leave. Saron being greedy right now. This should actually save them from this team fight, but Wiz is going at it. And it's going to help them catch up in the Immortal race.
I think Milky Way has his taunt already.
Yeah, he should.
Let's see.
Oh, the launch pit though, the double! Coming in here, Overlord's very low, he goes down, that's all their damage, and it's going to be Reset City here for Modern Life. Blue Beetle goes down, Milky Way going to go down. He picks Saron as the target just to see if he can maybe make this a quad kill. Or sorry, a pentakill. Quad's 4. They got 4. Really bad at math. Keep's going to go down.
Yes, Wolf! And Immortal's going to go down very soon. It'll take a longer time, actually. Sonya shouldn't be thinking of contesting for anything right now, as Immortal's only 4K, but her alone, she can't really do too much.
She will die.
She will die.
If she attempts to do it. She can't really do anything. I mean, it's the worst feeling ever when you're the solo laner and you're the only one alive and you're like, I want to soak top, but it's all the way pushed, I'll die. If I go bottom, oh, bottom's already on our core. I'll just go get the camp. Oh, the camps are unavailable.
And because you're the only one alive, you can't, and the other 4 are chatting. Chatting against you. Like, you should do something. Why didn't you do anything? Like, because I'm alive. Like, you guys are chatting because you're dead.
I find the perfect decision to make when you're in this case, if you're in Saron's position, you just type /dance in the chat. It will always improve your teammates' mood.
But make sure they see you dance.
Yeah, do it right next to the Hall of Storms. This Immortal not shielded at all anymore. It was very low shielded, so going to be doing melee attacks. There's a chance GLuck could prevent this keep from going down, but they're going to have to be decisive. They're going to have to look for a really good team fight. Overlord eating orb damage is not a good
I think they should
sign.
wait to 16 at least, though. It's going to take some time. May bring down this keep by waiting for that time. Oh
no!
Root, so much damage onto Saron. Has to use the Divine Shield.
Oh, but the last right's going to go ahead and take Uther out of the fight. Relic is down. Overlord's killed over the wall. Reset's coming through here for Li Ming. And this is just, again, an outclassing mechanically here with all the advantages they had by BlossoM. This game is going to be a 16-3 kill map.
There's that Li Ming dance. And the real dance from ETC. Oh, man. That's why you party.
Mirror Ball going to help them finish off this core even faster. Level 16's up for GLuck. They lock in the talents, but it's too late. BlossoM is going to take a 2-0 lead in this series. One map away from winning it 3-0.
BlossoM taking it solidly. GLuck double support. Game 1 and Game 2. Having doubts. Sustain was a little bit better, I would say. But was it really worth it? I think they needed more damage in this case.
Yeah,
Trying to break through, ETC failed a few times. Got him trapped with the keep damage extra. That was only one scenario. But other than that, they never could find much kills.
I like the draft. Like, it's really good. You have good protection for Hanzo. You've got double support. You've got Emerald Wind to disengage when they come in on you. And the idea is, given an even Immortal fight, we win because we have Hanzo. We force them to come to us. We have all the right tools to disengage. We have the Sonya for sustain. We have the sustain from Brightwing and the Uther. Hanzo never dies. He does massive damage in the fight. Deals with the Tracer. We win the Immortal race. But what happened in reality was every time they were outpositioned. Every single time they were outclassed. So there never was really a fair Immortal fight, minus the one fight they won. But beyond that one fight specifically, they were starting Immortal phases late. They were starting Immortal phases off of bad rotation, off of lack of map control. And, you know, the comp in theory was good. The execution, however, was somewhat weak.
I agree. And with Garrosh, double support actually kind of kills his armor in that way too. I know they need lots of targets to heal at the same time. Uther is burst, not as sustainable as Malfurion or any of the other ones like the Rehgar. So it was tough making that decision, but double support, I don't think it's working out for GLuck at all. Maybe they need to switch it before we go into Game 3.
I think so. They clearly practiced it a lot for today, and with the Hanzo in mind, which is again kind of tricky because BlossoM probably expecting to see a lot more Genji play with the Phoenix being now available. So they banning away from the Genji, banning away from the Hanzo, banning the Genji instead as they did in Game 1, letting Relic, you know, flounder a little bit. Relic's playing Uther, was playing in the previous set. It was playing the Hanzo, switching up a little bit there, which is a little bit weird. I like the idea for GLuck. I do like the concept, but as you guys can see on that score screen, Malthael did 10,000 more damage than Hanzo did on BOE. That's just indicative of how the game went, how dominant BlossoM was. This series should have been, I think, a little bit closer, but because GLuck is playing for these very all-in double support drafts, double support, when the other team isn't doing double support, you either super hardcore win and your carry hero destroys, think Ballistics, think SC, or you get destroyed, you lose your DPS always in the fight, or you don't have a strong enough front line, and you just get wiped. It's very all-in that way if your opponent is not running double support themselves.
Yeah, basically Sustain was failing out once the burst damage came in with the solo support, and we're already into this meta where we had built up the counters against that strategy. But if you go steps back from that strategy, I don't think it's matching to the one that we have right now. I think they should just change it up a bit and then start fresh from Game 3. It's still possible that we may have some turnaround and have a 3-2 today.
Well, we'll find out, guys, of course, after a very short break. See you soon.